We took them very seriously.
I mean, our offense wasn't clicking the whole first half. We weren't really in like a good rhythm. We didn't have a ton of energy.
After halftime, I knew something was really wrong, very wrong. We started looking at each other. We didn't think about battling back anymore.
Three for Lamar, got it! Retrievers with their largest lead at 17.
I was trying to fight back tears.
The ultimate upset has happened. A 16 has beaten a 1. The first time in NCAA history.
Once the buzzer sounded, I was at half court and I just dropped to my knees. Just started uncontrollably crying. That was a tough moment.
I told Kyle when we were walking off the floor at the UMBC game, I told him that we'll be back.
I just remember going in and immediately I went to the shower and I just started crying in the shower by myself. And then Coach came in and was like, all right guys, like let's talk about this. And I just remember him saying that he still loved us, he still had our back, and you know, it's part of the story now. Don't let it define us.
They said we're gonna receive a lot of hate and a lot of things like that for the loss, but it's just up to us how we manage it, how we take care of it, and how we move on from it.
Were you aware that a 16 had never won before?
I told Ty and Kyle, this will be one of the hardest things you'll have to do. You're gonna have to sit with me and we're gonna have to answer a bunch of questions. And I know we all feel like crap right now. I said, but it's gonna produce something good.
One thing this team was really good at and built on was resiliency, and I think bouncing back from something that's so heartbreaking will be a huge key for us.
Welcome to the University of Virginia. My name is Robert Caraway, and I'm a professor here at the Darden School of Business here at the university. My specialty is statistics. When you look at Virginia's national championship run this year, statistics tells an amazing story. Let's start back in 2018, even though I don't really want to. Number 1 versus number 16, Virginia versus UMBC. At that time, ESPN's Basketball Power Index said Virginia only had a 1.4% chance of losing the game. Furthermore, a number 1 seed had never lost to a number 16 seed. We all know what happened.
It was a really negative vibe around the locker room for the next, I'd say, probably 2 or 3 weeks. Everyone's head was down, including mine. Nobody wanted to go to class, and if they did, they had headphones, a hat, and a hood on. People were staring at us, looking at us weird, and talking behind our backs.
We had people making fun of us, telling us that we'll never be good, we'll never win a championship, and they say we should be ashamed of ourselves.
You know, it's tough. There's not really, when you're first team in men's Division I to do something on the wrong side of history, there's not really a protocol on how to handle it.
Like I probably locked myself in my room for about 4 or 5 days and just would want to be complete by myself. There was no taking our mind off what happened, at least for me.
A loss like that is you can't forget that. And so if you figure out how to regroup and come back the next year stronger.
There's obviously a time where you got to heal a little bit. You know, we had a lot of meetings with our guys and just processed stuff and talked about it. And it pushed us again to talk about what's unconditional in your life. Because if it's only about what's conditional, only if you're winning a championship or you're on top, that's great. Everyone can win. But once you lose, society is going to kind of chew you up and spit you out. You know, I think it was powerful because we realized, hey, look, the relationship we have as a team, the relationship with your family and friends, those are things that are there no matter what.
We're on our way to West Virginia. We're going whitewater rafting.
Coach arranged for a whitewater rafting trip that we went to in West Virginia in August. It was good for us. I think we all kind of got to know each other a little bit better. and, you know, just find a way to, you know, turn this negative thing into a positive.
The rafting trip was really fun. Everyone was there, and we just had a good time and kind of just put basketball to the side for a little bit and just have fun with each other and get to know each other a little bit better.
Towards the end of the trip, where it was the end of the rafting cycle, and they let us get out of the rafts and just float down. Kind of reminiscing, enjoying company, and trying to be in the moment at the same time.
Coach was trying to show us a valuable lesson. Tell us, you know, how much we gotta work and block all the noise in order to get better. The only thing we can focus on is how we can come in every game ready to play and not thinking about the ranking. And I think everyone embraced that.
He's getting closer to the screen as it's coming. Then you got to drive him into it.
When we came back, I saw a different mentality from everyone, a different mindset. The season was coming up. It was a whole different team with a lot of hunger.
So much on the line, nationally and within the ACC.
All year, we pretty much had a face that was roaring at us all year. You know, crowds would chant UMBC. Wherever we went, it was always brought up, and we knew that. And in a way, it was kind of we always talked about it. I referred to it as a painful gift because of what it produced in us.
The whole off season, the whole preseason, the whole regular season, that was just in the back of my mind. And, you know, but instead of, you know, trying to forget about it, I just embraced it and I let it fuel me.
Virginia, they're trying to write a new story.
I've always remembered something that my father has shared with me, and he's had the biggest influence on my coaching career. And he always said, in regards to unity for a team, he said, and you have to recruit players that you can lose with first before you win. It brought us together. We went deeper, we worked harder, we understood what truly mattered. We had a different perspective. We had a purpose and a freedom, I think, in pursuing this next year, not knowing what was going to happen, that I think set us apart. And again, it's that idea of we could lose together and not just fracture and say, this isn't going to work. And I think that's a powerful truth that it has to be there to have a championship team.
And they will have a share of their fourth ACC title in the last 6 seasons.
And I saw a fire burning in all of us that was important in the process.
UVA is a team that can win a national championship.
Chevy Trax, the Versanox, all new Chevy, and the Verse with seating for up to the Chevy family event. No matter what you're looking for, Chevy's got you.
4,200 RP on this 20 roads at your local.
What? Funded by Casper Toast.
Oh, hey, movies? Oh, I can't see it. I can't.
Believe it.
Chevy Trax, the Versanox, all new Chevy, and the Verse with seating for up to the Chevy family event. No matter what you're looking for, Chevy's got you.
4,200 RP on this 20 roads at your local.
Do yoga. Jake leads his text, his body odor.
They're there. What if you do one of them? Real life good.
Let's look at the top part of the South. The #1 seed there is Virginia, and Virginia, having lost last year to UMBC, struggles in the tournament, well documented. Now look, this is an elite program. Everybody understands this, but until they get to the Final Four and shake some of these albatross-like qualities around them, there are going to be questions.
We have a terrific year. We end up being a 1 seed. We're playing the 16. And certainly there's, there's pressure.
Well, everybody knows the story. Last year, Virginia was the #1 seed. Now they are back as a #1 seed, this time facing Gardner-Webb.
Going into the Gardner-Webb game, we did not want to overlook them. We knew that they, were capable. They're smaller, and smaller teams can sometimes give us trouble. All the guys who played in the UMBC game tried to use their experience, tried to use everything that they learned.
And Virginia has the first possession. Off we go.
Look, we know the whole world's rooting against us right now. The whole world's saying, that we choke in March and we can't get things done, so let's try to shut them up. That was the mindset.
Effiani from the wing, knocks down a three.
We're like, okay, can Lightning strike twice? And I'm sure everybody around the world like, okay, here we go again.
This time Perez from downtown, and they're up 10 on Virginia.
That was a pressure that I don't think any of us had ever felt before, because you just had a feeling of, is this happening again? Gardner-Webb was playing great. The crowd started turning. You could just kind of feel everyone's tuning into this moment, and we weren't making shots. You definitely don't want to be the second team in the history of it, nor do you want it to be you again.
I had that feeling for sure. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely had that feeling.
Virginia right now has matched its largest deficit of the entire season.
Late in the first half, Virginia's trailing Gardner-Webb by 14 points. Here we go again. At the beginning, Virginia had been given an almost 100% chance of winning the game. By this point, that had dropped to less than 70%. But as a Virginia basketball fan, it felt more like only a 30% chance to win.
How about this score at halftime? Gardner-Webb, the 16 seed, leading Virginia, the 1 seed, 36-30.
I was a little annoyed about it. And going to halftime, we gathered, we said, hey, we've been here before. How can you overcome this situation?
Coach just said that it's going to be a dogfight. He told us it was going to be a dogfight, and we knew it going into the game. And he said, but don't forget that we have experience that they don't. And he told us it doesn't end like this.
He was just super calm, honestly. He was really calm and just talked about, doing what we do, and it was inspiring in his unique way.
You guys fight for all you're worth, and you get through this.
It's time to find out which team will get the job done. The start of the second half.
Ty caught in the middle, he passed to me and I dunked.
Inside to Hunter.
I feel like that really changed the momentum. We were really getting after at that point.
Now Jerome will stop and fire a three, and he hits it from straight on.
How they played in the second half, I think that's one of the greatest moments in my mind that they'll have experienced. That will be with them for the rest of their life. That resiliency that they showed.
The other way, Virginia 3-on-2. Hunter open from outside. He knocks it down. It's a three-pointer. It's a 20-3 Virginia run, and all of a sudden you look up and they lead Gardner-Webb 52-41.
Everyone was hungry, so we're able to overcome that. And from there, the confidence was building.
Lightning will not strike twice. Virginia flushes the memory of the loss last year to UMBC, and they defeat Gardner-Webb 71-56.
This is a new year. This is trying to be in the moment, and that's a challenge to the best of your ability. So now you get your rest, you prepare for Oklahoma, and get ready.
Oklahoma looked very good in round one over Ole Miss. Virginia could have their hands full.
To beat Oklahoma, we knew we had to match their physicality. We knew that they were coming from the Big 12, which is a physical conference. They had some big bodies.
Drops it off, goes up, has it blocked. Kyle Guy with it.
We got to be on our A game defensively, and we were.
He has it blocked out of bounds.
Offensively, we weren't the sharpest, but we found a way to get stuff done.
Lob, Mama D, Key.
And that's what we do. We grind things out. We just try to find a way to win.
Backdoor pass to Guy. Behind the back to Key, and he lays it in. What a beauty from Kyle Guy.
That was sweet. That was sweet.
All alone, DeAndre Hunter, two-handed slam. There's your exclamation mark. And Virginia takes care of business in Columbia, and they're off to Louisville for the Sweet 16.
After a game, he comes in with a freaking stuffed animal on his back, and it's a monkey.
And I walked in front of him, and I was kind of hunched over, and I said, "It's so heavy," you know, and they're kind of looking at me, and then they saw it was the monkey, and I sort of stepped to the middle.
And then took it off of his back and threw it away.
And he goes, "The monkey's off our back," and we all go crazy.
The monkey was off our back, and there wasn't as much pressure going forward, so, I mean, we could just go out there and play.
Top seeded Virginia's tied a school record with 31 wins. Tonight they face a hot Oregon Duck team that has won 10 in a row.
There was kind of a different MVP to each game, starting with Oregon, and Oregon's was Kihei Clark. Little freshman, you know, my 4-year-old brother's taller than he is.
I watch the players' mannerisms and actions. You know, are they into the game? I watch the bench. So as a player, you watch all the things around the game that you think of, and you see, okay, great. The guy walking out, he's got a little strut to him, or he's got a little cockiness to him. And Clark had that.
Clark, great pass, no look, and the two-handed jam. Beautiful basketball by Virginia.
Oregon's plan was kind of, they were just, you know, letting Kihei shoot open shots.
Clark will trigger a 3 short, barely grazed iron.
So I kept finding him and telling him, listen, if they leave you open, you shoot the ball.
They were talking a lot and saying he couldn't shoot or let him shoot.
Virginia down 6 with 6:05 left in the first half. Kihei Clark, a wide open 3 straight on, and he knocks it down.
Virginia desperately needing one to go in. They get a big one.
I remember he hit a dagger in the corner and just stared him down. It was one of the most ice cold things ever. I loved it.
Kihei Clark left wide open, hits another one.
I hit the shot and I just gave him a little look to let him know that I can make shots.
He knocked out some really big shots.
If you challenge Kihei and he responds, he'll let you know he's one of the toughest guys that I've coached, especially as a first year in that moment.
I like the attitude. I took it in. Kihei, I mean, the confidence was coming. Him coming out offensively and hitting those shots, the big time.
And here's Kihei Clark, and an answer 3 from the freshman.
I mean, just being my size and my stature, you always got to compete and really grind it and get gritty. So, yeah, I mean, I've been competing since the day I stepped on the floor, so that's what I always do.
Final score, Virginia 53, Oregon 49, and they are off to the 7th Elite 8 in school history, and now they are 1 step away from getting to the Final Four for the first time under Tony Bennett.
That's when I was like, okay, now it's really going down, because if not only 2 people or 3 people can score, but you have 4 people scoring or 5, then that put the other team in a lot of scramble, and they be thinking a lot. And that's not good for any team that wants to face us, because we play defense, and if offensively we're hitting shots, it's a problem.
It's Purdue and Virginia, the South Region Final. Let the madness continue tonight from Louisville, Kentucky.
So me, Ty, and Dre, before every game, we have the same routine. And Dre always raps 4 bars for us. Before every game, we get in the huddle, and he just rhymes with whoever we're playing.
We played like almost 40 games this year, and he had won every game.
The rapping actually started last year. I just continued the tradition. I mean, there's nothing much behind it, just to loosen us up a little bit.
Boilermakers or Purdue, he would choose one of the 2, and he would just make up a rap, and it was something to kind of ease the nerves, get us a little bit of hype, let us laugh together, remind us why, you know, we came here together and why we have these goals that we want to accomplish. He's not good by any means, but you know, it was fun for us.
19,000 plus in the KFC Yum Center on their feet. A trip to the Final Four on the line. The ball hoisted in the air, and Purdue bats it back.
You They had a good game plan. We had a good game plan. We were going back and forth.
Carson Edwards, catch and release, 3 right wing. It's good.
Carson Edwards was killing us that game. He was hitting big shots. I thought I was playing pretty good defense, but he was hitting shots over me, hitting shots over Kihei. So we just kept trying to switch guys onto him so we could slow him down, but he was scoring everywhere.
My goodness, Purdue can't miss from deep.
Ridiculous. One of the best performances I've ever seen. Easily the best performance I've ever played against. Offense wasn't really in a rhythm yet. We had some tough shots to stay in the game and whatnot, but our offense didn't really click until that second half.
Guy, he drives on the baseline, puts it off the window, he got it. Virginia back up 65-64.
The ups and downs, the lows and highs were just off the charts. So it's just a matter of seconds that you could be up thinking you can go to the next round or down like you're getting ready to go home.
Edwards on the right wing in front of Oswego. Behind the back dribble, into a three-pointer, and he banks it in! Purdue's up 69-67 with 1 minute to go.
Fans, it was 95% Purdue fans in there. So like a true road game, and fans thought it was over.
And Klein will go to the line!
Ryan Klein, I grew up with him and we played at U together, so when he got to the line, I was like, there's no way he's missing one of these. Pretty sure he made the first.
Klein, a 71% shooter, free throw up, all net.
We're down 3, but I was also thinking, wow, we're about to go home after doing all this work.
We almost thought like he's making both of these for sure.
Ryan Klein to make it a 2-possession game.
And he missed it. They need a 3 to tie.
I was like, oh, we got a chance. And I remember saying after he missed it, I was like, all right, it doesn't end like this.
And they fouled me on purpose.
They decided to foul Ty, so he can't get up a 3.
It's a 1-and-1 with 5.9 left and Virginia down 3.
Here we are, and things are looking grim for the Hoos. Down by 3, 5 seconds left, Ty Jerome on the free throw line with 2 free throws. At that instant, Virginia's chances of winning the game were 18.8%, less than 1 out of 5. As a statistician for me, the game felt like it was over.
I'm like, all right, Ty's gonna hit both of these and we're gonna find a way.
I knew I had to make the first. That was a no-brainer.
He has to hit this.
I looked at Coach Bennett and asked him, I'm gonna make it or miss it.
He looked at me and I really, in full disclosure, I didn't give him a miss it and I didn't give him a make it. I just looked at him, he looked at me, and it was kind of happening quick.
I didn't see his response. I don't know if he didn't know or he told me I didn't see or what it was, but I didn't see a response. So I asked him again, kinda, he didn't really respond. So I didn't know what to do.
I see Mamadi. I remember telling Mamadi, I'm like, Mamadi, tip it out if he misses. I used to always tell him that just to try to remind him. I was like, Mamadi, tip it out.
In my head, I was like, okay, if this is the last play, I'm gonna make it the best one. I'm gonna be very aggressive.
He's gonna try to make it. 5.9 left. Takes a dribble, puts it up. Left it short. Ball tapped out into the backcourt.
I didn't miss it on purpose, to be honest, but I short-armed it, and Mamadi made a great tip out.
And it carried a little far, and that's where I thought, uh-oh, time's gonna run out.
After I tipped it, I thought he went too far, so I was feeling a little, sad. I was gonna grab my head. When I put my head up, I see this quick little man.
4 seconds, Virginia tracks it down.
I didn't know what to do. I just tried to get the ball as fast as I could, and hopefully we could get up a shot.
Kihei gets the ball, and I'm screaming for it. I'm like, Kihei, give me the ball, give me the ball. Like, I'm right to his left at the half-court line, and looks me off. Ty's on the right side, closer to the bench, and he's Kihei. Kihei doesn't pass it to him. I'm like, this little dude better know what he's doing, because I'm gonna be very mad if he just looked off 2 upperclassmen who have been there, done that.
Takes the dribble, puts it up, left it short, ball tapped out into the backcourt. 4 seconds, Virginia tracks it down. 2 seconds, up ahead, the He got it! He got
saw the ball coming, I was like, okay, I think this is the time. I'm not looking at anyone. I'm not passing this one. I gotta let it go with all confidence.
Yeah, it was as remarkable as it gets.
What people don't realize is a super tough shot.
It doesn't end like this. I just kept saying that to myself, and sure enough, it didn't.
Unbelievable. Clark for Virginia was able to chase it down. Everybody thinks he's going to heave one from half court, but he looks up and has the wherewithal to throw the ball to Diakite, who's about 12 feet from the basket.
As a point guard, as soon as you get the ball, you look up the court. So I saw Mamadi right away. I didn't even see Kyle and Ty to the side of me. So I just tried to make a play and get us the best opportunity to make a basket, and Mamadi made the shot.
That little dude just throws a thread to Mamadi. If it was any lower, Mamadi probably doesn't get it off in time. Perfect right here. Mamadi goes up, nails it.
His poise was amazing because if I was in that position, I probably would have shot it from half court.
I probably would have chased it down, caught it, and just heaved it.
I would have heaved a half-court shot, but that's just me.
Jim Nance said he thinks it's the greatest assist in the history of the NCAA tournament. As a freshman, mind you, in some high-pressure situations, he has something inside of him, kind of a will or a fight that is unique.
I mean, I know our guys were celebrating and excited, but I was thinking for those next couple minutes of overtime.
What a game! Everything you could want in an Elite Eight matchup.
In overtime, we got late in the game, and down one, we had the ball. I think I told Coach, run this ISO play for DeAndre that we have.
Virginia on the left wing with Hunter. He rips, he drives right, puts it up off the glass. He got it. Virginia back in front, 76-75.
The rest is history.
And that's it. Virginia, the Cavaliers have broken through to the Final Four. And after so many encounters with tournament heartache, Tony Bennett and company have reached college basketball's pinnacle. It's the program's first trip to the national semifinal since 1984, 35 years ago.
Final Four.
We never celebrate like that, but first Final Four, I felt you got to do something different.
I mean, it's the elation and the euphoria that, again, to make 20-year-olds and grown men jump up and down and throw water on each other, sports has a way of moving you like that and getting lost in the moment.
Virginia went through Gardner-Webb, Oklahoma, Oregon, and Purdue in overtime to get here, and here they are on the biggest stage playing in the national semifinal.
If this program could find a way to the championship, of course it would be significant because I think it's a remarkable story for anybody who wins one, but our story is, in a way, it is unique.
Going into the Auburn game, another physical team, a team that likes to run, shoots a lot of threes.
The 5 seed from the Midwest to the 1 seed from the South.
They like to run, and we knew we had to slow the game down, get the game to our pace, because complete contrast and style of play.
Brown lobs it underneath, and a two-hand flush on the left block from Anthony McLemore.
Their backcourt was very quick and very good. I remember Jared Harper was pushing the pace all game.
Harper comes right in.
Bryce Brown had a couple tough shots at the end.
Corner, Brown will launch a contested three. It's good! Right in
2, 12 unanswered.
We were up 10 earlier in the game, and we're like, all right, let's do whatever it takes to close them out. And they just started hitting shots, and we started missing.
Virginia has not scored in 5 minutes and 5 seconds.
If we fouled, they make both, so we're down 4. Ran above the court and called a quick hitter.
And we run this play called L. We run it every game, and it works every game. Coach calls L, and we're like, all right, let's try to get a quick bucket here. And it was really well defended.
Got to hurry now. Shot from the corner goes down the 1.
All right, we're only down 1. Let's try to get a steal real quick. We didn't. We ended up fouling Jared Harper.
So we're thinking, all right, we're gonna get the ball back down 3. It's really good free throw shooter going to the line.
Holds it front end of the 1-and-1 good.
Veteran point guard, can shoot it. There's no way he's missing both of these. But I was still telling myself and telling the team, like, it doesn't end like this. We're gonna find a way. We're gonna find a way.
Auburn 62, Virginia 60. Second free throw, no good. Rebound Ty Jerome. Jerome fouled. Fifth foul for Auburn.
I knew they were gonna foul on purpose again, so I just tried to go full speed,
A long pass. 9.4 to go. Jerome lost it for a moment, and now another foul.
And I remember thinking, like, oh my gosh, that's how it's gonna end. Like, he's gonna dribble off his foot. And the game's over.
Honestly, I didn't think twice about it. Dribbled the ball off my foot. I was like, oh crap, time's running out. I gotta get the ball and go.
He accidentally bumps the ball, as we can see, off of his back foot. Now it's not touched the defender. He then repossesses this ball with both hands. That ends his dribble. Then he makes the decision to dribble again, which by rule is a double dribble.
Did Ty double dribble in the backcourt? Probably he did, but was he fouled before trying to stop the clock? You can argue those things all you want.
You've got time with 1.5 seconds to go for a catch, maybe one dribble and a shot.
The Final Four. Auburn is the opponent. Yet again, the Cavaliers find themselves in a do-or-die situation. 1.5. Seconds left, down by 2, Ty Jerome taking the ball out of bounds. At that instant, UVA's chances of winning the game are 7%, less than 1 out of 10.
Coach draws up a play called slap. We're taking it out away from the away from our bench on the sideline, and we run slap again. That's our go-to. And I go to the corner, and I've practiced this shot so many times.
He's one of the best I've seen at catching, turning, and making shots that are so hard. He just needs a sliver.
Jerome slaps the basketball, looking, peering, finds Guy.
I catch it and I turn, and it felt so good.
I saw the angle of the ball. I was thinking like, wow, we're gonna go home this time.
Jerome looking, peering, finds Guy in the left corner, 4-3 and the win! Off the rim, no good! And the Tigers claw back, but wait! Auburn fouled the shooter!
They called a foul. No one in the gym knew it was a foul but me and the guy who fouled me. Because everyone was screaming and the whistle was right on the baseline right next to us, so we were the only ones that heard it. And I'm a firm believer if he wouldn't have gotten in my space, I would have made it.
He'll shoot 3 free throws to try to send Virginia into the national championship game.
I was definitely nervous, but it was a good nervous, like seize the moment nervous, like this is as big as it gets. And, you know, I look over in the stands, I try to find my fiance just to get a moment of comfort. And she's too short, can't see her. So I see my dad, and my dad like gives me a little nod, like you got this, kind of eye contact. And I was like, all right, that's all the confidence I need right there.
It is 3 free throws for Kyle Guy.
Everyone asked me like, what were you thinking? Biggest moment of your career? And believe it or not, I told myself, I was like, look, there's 80,000 people here watching you. There's, you know, millions more watching all around the world. Why not take advantage of this moment that you've dreamed of since you were a kid?
He's a really confident guy, and he just had hit a big shot, so I knew he was feeling it. So I wasn't too worried at all.
1 free throw down, 2 to go.
I watched. I stood right behind him. I watched for the free throws, and the second one looked like a tiny bit left. So as it was in the air, I was right next to Kihei. We were at half court watching it, and I was like, oh no, it might be left,
He's tied it. Wow, this is unbelievable.
I knocked down the first 2. They called timeout, try to ice me. So my teammates are coming over to me like, yeah, you got this, like, way to go, way to go. I'm like, dude, I don't want anything to do with you. I know I still have enough free throw. I gotta make this. All those nights you spent at Lawrence Central, all those nights you spent, you know, at UVA after the UMBC loss, trying to forget it, trying to make it all worth something was that moment.
He hit all of them. We're up 1. I'm thinking, nope, they're not getting anything. We're going to the final.
Here it is. Brown turns around. It's off the mark. And Virginia is heading to its first ever national championship game appearance.
It's kind of like a Rudy moment where they picked me up, but it was surreal.
To make those 3 free throws in that moment and to deal with that kind of pressure, I think, again, because of the pressure he had faced in the Gardner-Webb game all through the year and his uncanny ability in the moment to never have it be too big was remarkable, and what a way to end that game.
First of all, big sigh of relief. Like, we pulled that one out after what happened at the end. And then just, we're going to the national championship.
The emotions of the fans at that point, Sam said, we finally got there. Now what are we going to do?
Yes, sir!
One more, 3, 1, 2, 3. One more.
only 2 teams left in the country. You're one of those 2. And that was just a cool moment because, you know, you coach, you prepare to have a chance to get to a Final Four, and then a chance to be one of those, to be the last team standing. That was powerful.
But going into the game, everyone's like, oh, it's gonna be the slowest paced game ever, it's gonna be low scoring, boring, least views ever. And man, winning isn't boring, first of all. So we just wanted to win.
It's a national championship game, like on the biggest stage of our lives. Like I don't think you'll ever, no matter if you play in the NBA or you play in the NBA finals, you're never gonna play in front of 70,000 people again.
After a lot of build-up, after a lot of anticipation, we're going to play a national championship game tonight.
You're gonna be playing for the national championship. I said, you're prepared for this moment. So you've handled pressure like no team has. Now step into this and you're gonna be fine.
There was a sense of like, let's get it done the right way. Let's get it done and shut everyone up. Leave no doubt.
It's basketball's greatest night, and we are underway on Championship Monday.
We knew it was going to be a battle.
Jerome takes the 3, now he'll shoot the 3 in the left corner and falls.
And they were really well coached, really well disciplined. They had a high level scorers, high level shooting. We were matched up very, very well, very similar.
Hundreds back up top. Jerome, open 3, top of the key, got it! Jerome's 3 sends us to halftime and sends Virginia into the locker room with a 32-29 lead.
We were up 10 at one point also, again, just like Auburn. And we're like, all right, let's close them out. Let's figure out how to get this done, do whatever it takes.
Over Jerome. How about that? Edwards again.
It's March Madness. They start hitting everything. We're playing solid defense, and they're still scoring, and we're not scoring.
Over with the dish. Odiase! And one. He can tie it at the line.
Just stay calm, stay poised. We've been here before. That was the main message, and whenever someone would go on a run.
Culver at the top of the key. Culver driving, spinning to the rim. Layup good. First time in the second half. Texas Tech grabs the lead. 66-65.
We're just looking at each other and telling each other that, you know, it's cool. We're still in the game. It's not over yet. We can do this.
Coach Bennett called it just a quick ball screen play for me to try to get downhill, make a play.
Jerome driving. Jerome floater. Off the glass. No! Rebounded by Texas Tech.
I got to my spot and just missed the floater. I think it went in and out. They came down, hit 2 free throws to go off 3.
22 seconds left. Virginia finds themselves down by 3 points. Their chance of winning has fallen to 25%. But given everything that Virginia's been through, it somehow just felt like that they were going to do it.
We reminded ourselves kind of that it was a national championship. Like, look at where you're at, look how far we've come, and let's do something about it. Let's make it happen. It doesn't end like this.
We're saying we've been here before. We've seen it all throughout the tournament and throughout the regular season. 3 points is nothing.
And Coach Bennett had the confidence in me to call the exact same play. So I got downhill again. I saw Dre's man help and just kind of zipped it to him in the corner.
He darts it to Dre on the money.
I knew he was going to kick it to me because he's a smart player, and I was wide open. So, I mean, once he passed it to me, I just had to get my feet set and just shoot a shot I shoot a million times.
Last 7 points to the Red Raiders. Gotta go fast. Jerome gives it up. Far side. Hunter. Three to tie it. Oh my goodness, with 12 seconds remaining.
Yep, I told you it doesn't end like this.
Jerome attacking, goes past Odiase, kicks right corner, open 3, DeAndre Hunter got it!
I probably watched this play like 100 times. It's a shot that when you're with your friends and you're counting down the clock and you shoot from half court and you want to see if you can make it with 5 seconds left, that's the shot you dream about, and it's crazy.
1 second remaining in a tie game.
To the corner, Culver shot blocked by Key, and we have overtime for the national championship.
5 more minutes of basketball for the rest of our season together. Yeah, everyone was going to be focused and locked in.
You guys ready for 5 more minutes of basketball?
Yeah, we're going into overtime. Been there, done that. Like, the experience is really starting to pile up for this group, and we were like, this is our chance, We've made a lot of plays.
Looking for help. He'll take the shot instead. 3-point lead for Tech.
We've had leads and lost them. We've came back. Like, we had, I took years off my life playing in that tournament.
Cavaliers down 1, 2:20 to go in overtime, 73-72. Here's Hunter shooting a 3 over the zone in the right corner, splash it home! That got a fist pump from Tony Bennett, and it gets Virginia back on top.
Let's end this and save everyone a heart attack.
Inside 2 minutes. Culver puts it on the hit, and Mamadi says, get that out of here.
Your body could be tired, but if you want it as much as, you want to eat or breathe, then you're going to do it.
Ball bounces out, picked up by Moretti, and it's out of bounds staying at this end. Watch the very end of this. Does it slide off Moretti's finger last? Wow.
You'd be right, Jim.
Virginia ball returned it.
Honestly, all of our crazy endings, like until the buzzer went off, we weren't like really relaxed.
Jerome, long inbound to Braxton Key. Key will run it to the other end for a 2-hand flush. And a little exclamation point.
When I did that full court pass to Braxton and he dunked it, game over.
That sealed the deal.
And they're going to dribble it out from ruin to redemption. The Virginia Cavaliers are the 2019 NCAA National Champions. Virginia wins its first men's basketball championship.
I want to define Ty and Dre. We came there together, we set these goals, and we wanted to accomplish them. That was a special moment.
Everything we talked about in the offseason, everything we worked towards, it just unfolded in a surreal way. So it was an amazing turnaround.
My mind was completely blank. It was just like completely at peace. And I was, when I got back to reality, I was like, wow, we really did it.
And I literally bowed my head and I just said, thank you, Lord. I said, I don't deserve this. I'm humbled.
And then I come to coach and I tell him, you deserve this, man. You've been fighting for this. You've been doing all good. And, I think this is your time and you got it.
I think about our run through the tournament every single day. We prepared for this. We've been through the ringer we've been through hell and back to try to get to these places. We just found ways to get it done. It's March Madness, so you always have a chance, and we seized the moments that we had.
We failed in a big way, but it didn't ruin us. It strengthened us. And I think that's the point, is people relate it to that story. Like, all of us have been knocked on our can and been through such adversity and many way worse than anything we experienced, but I think people related to that. Like, wow, this is a great story of redemption. It was really, in the sports world, it's one of the better ones.
The first one ever. It's just, a memory we'll have the rest of our lives. And this city looked like, I can't speak for them, but it looked like they just had so much joy, how long they celebrated for. a dream come true. I think when people say that, they don't always realize what it means, but when you have a childhood dream, you work towards it for your entire life, and to finally accomplish it, and then do it with people like around you that you really love. It was that much better than I could have ever dreamed.
Do this for me. Promise me you guys will remain so humble and so thankful through this all. This is unbelievable. It is. But stay humble and stay so thankful. You just experienced something so good. Yes, sir. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3. Family. Family. Tonight we're here to celebrate one of the greatest sports stories ever told. And I don't doubt that. I really don't. And I want to say thank you to the young men, the players. You know you mean the world to me, what you did, what we shared. I want to say thank you to my staff. I got the best staff in the world. And then lastly, I just want to say thank you to all of the fans. I can't believe how many people came. This will never be forgotten. So it's an honor to be your coach, and I thank you so much. Have a great night.